In this video we are going to make an Ollie the octopus or an Olive the octopus. For this tutorial you are going to need some yarn, the right size crochet hook, some scissors, some stitch markers, some stuffing. I'm just going to say something really quick about stuffing. If you are making plushies that you want to sell, there is a testing process that you have to do to be able to sell it legally. This does meet the standards EN 71. The Yummy also meets the standards of EN 71, so you can use these safely if you want to sell your plushies, but there is a process that you should do first. Okay, I'm going to say that. But you can buy all of this in our shop. Here it is. I will add the links below, but let's get going. So I have decided I'm going to do my octopus turquoise and disco pink. But I can't decide which way around. I don't know if to do the head disco pink or the tentacles disco pink. I think I might go tentacles disco pink, so let's start with turquoise. Now I like to try and find the middle pull because I hate it when the yarn is all rolling around. I've got a feeling that's not the middle pull. So let's go again. This is a bit of a lucky dip. But as this tutorial is going to be for absolute beginners, I just want to give you as many tips as I can. The skein of yarn won't roll around and it's less likely to get dirty and hairy and, you know, so it does barf a little bit. Sometimes there's a couple of knots you have to sort out, but once you've done that, it's good to go. So we are going to start with a magic ring, okay? Let me show you. So to make a magic ring, you're going to lay the yarn over your fingers like this. Then you're going to flip your hand over. You're going to put this finger on top. And then you're going to go under this one and over that one. You're going to hook it, you're going to twist, and you are going to pull. Then you're going to chain one. Let me show you that one more time. So lay the yarn over your hand like that. Wrap it around, twist. So you've got a cross. You go under the first bit, over the second bit, pull it back, twist, and then chain one. So wrap the yarn around and pull it through. Okay, and that's how you're going to do a magic ring. Now chenille is really awkward to work with for a magic ring, so I make it as small as I can to start with. Now we're going to do 6 single crochets into the ring. So what that means is you're going to poke, yarn over, pull, and then you're going to yarn over and pull through both. So that's 1. Now, just to get into the habit, that's our first stitch. We're going to put a stitch marker on it because in this pattern, counting stitches is very important. So again, for our single, we're going to poke, yarn over, pull, then you're going to yarn over and pull through both. And we want 6 singles into the ring. Okay, so I'm going to show you one more time. Poke, yarn over, pull, yarn over, pull through both. So that's our 3rd stitch. So 4, 5 and 6. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pull the tail on the magic ring. If you pull it too hard, it may break, so just be aware. But you do need to pull it. There you go. Right, now this is our first stitch where our stitch marker is, so we are going to do another single straight into that stitch, but let's get rid of the stitch marker for a minute. So we're going to poke it in there, yarn over, pull, yarn over, pull through both. That's our first stitch on the 2nd round. Now this round is all increases, okay? So we're doing 6 increases, and an increase is where you just put 2 stitches in the same stitch. So we've got 1 in there already, so I'm going to put another 1 in there, so that's 2. And I'm going to put 2 in this one, so that's 3 and 4. 2 in the next one, there, that's 5 and 6. 2 in the next one, so that's 7 and 8. 2 in the next one, 9 and 10. And then 2 in the next one, we've got 11 and 12. So that's our 2nd round done. Now the next one is an increase round, but because we don't want it to increase at the same rate the whole way, we don't want to keep doubling the stitches every time. We do it slightly more slowly, okay? So this time, instead of doing an increase in every stitch, what we're going to do is a single crochet and then an increase. So there's my single crochet, so that's 1. I'm going to place the stitch marker back in, and then we want 2 in the next one, so an increase. So I'm counting my stitches as I go, so that's 3. Then you want a single into the next one, so that's 4. An increase into the next one, so that's 5 and 6. A single into the next one, so that's 7. An increase into the next one, so that's 8 and 9. Then a single, 10, then an increase, 11 and 12, then a single, so that's 13, then an increase, 14 and 15, then a single, so that's 16, and then an increase, so that's 17 and 18. Just ignore that little loop, that's okay. Right, so there you go. So that's the end of our 3rd round. Now again, we've got an increase, but we separate the increases a little bit more in this round. Okay, so our first one is going to be a single crochet, so that's 1. Don't forget your stitch marker. Then you're going to have another single, so that's 2, and then we're going to do our increase. So we've got 3 and 4. Then we've got another single, so that's 5, and another single, so that's 6. And then we've got our increase, so 7 and 8. So we do 2 singles and then an increase, okay? So a single, 9, a single, 10, an increase, 11, and an increase, 12, a single, 13, a single, 14, and an increase, so that's 15, 16, then we've got another single, so that's 17, and another single, 18, and then we've got an increase, 19, 20. Then we've got a single, so 21, 22, and then an increase, 23 and 24. Now you may notice that mine has this little loop on here. I'm not too bothered about it because I just want to show you how to make an octopus, okay? And I'm not going to be selling my plushies. However, if you are selling your plushies, that will not pass because, you know, it might come apart. So I would start again if I was selling them, but I don't sell mine. Anyway, that's the end of round 4. So now we're on round 5. Okay, so I'm going to remove the stitch marker. We're working in continuous rounds here, which means we don't slip stitch and then start the next row. We just get straight on with it. So our next one is actually an increase first. So we've got an increase, so 1 and 2. Don't forget to put your stitch marker back in. And then we're going to do 3 singles, okay? So 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now you've got an increase again. So that's 6, 7, and then you've got 3 singles. 8, 9, 10. Then you've got an increase, so that's 11 and 12. 3 singles, so that's 13, 14 and 15. Then you've got your increase, so that's 16 and 17. Then you've got 3 singles, so 18, 19 and 20. And then you've got an increase again, so that's 21, 22, and then you've got 3 singles, 23, 24, 25, then you've got your increase, so 26 and 27, and 3 singles, sorry, so 28, 29 and 30. And that is the end of round 5, so you should have like what's coming together like a little disc. Now we're on round 6. It starts with 4 singles and then an increase. So 1, don't forget to put your stitch marker back in, 2, 3, 4, and then your increase. So 5, 6, then 4 singles, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then you've got your increase, so 11 and 12, 11 and 12, then 4 singles, 13, 14, 15, 16, and then your increase, so that's 17 and 18. Then you've got 4 singles, so 19, 20, 21 and 22, and then you've got an increase, so 23, 24, then 4 singles, 25, 26, 27, 28, and then you got your increase, so that's 29 and 30. Then you've got 4 singles, so 31, 32, 33, 34, and then you've got your increase, so that's 35, 36, 35 and 36. Then we are on round 7, so that starts with 5 singles and then an increase, and it just repeats. Okay, so we're going to do 5 singles, so that's 1, don't forget your stitch marker. I'm saying that more to remind myself, to be honest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then an increase, so 6, 7. Then we've got 5 singles, so 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then we've got our increase, so that's 13 and 14, and we've got 5 singles, so 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then we've got our increase, so 20 and 21, then 5 singles, so 22, 23, 24, 25, then we've got our increase, sorry, 26. Then we've got our increase, 27 and 28. Then we've got 5 singles, so that's 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, and then our increase 34 and 35, 34, 35. Then we have got 5 singles, so that's 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, and then our increase 41, 42. Don't worry if it looks a bit hexagonal at the moment, it doesn't matter. Then we are on round 8. So we're starting with the increase on this round, but it's similar, it's just the increase and then 6 singles. Okay, so let's do the increase. So 1, don't forget your stitch marker, and 2, because that's the increase, and then 6 singles. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, and then we've got another increase, 9, 10, then 6 singles, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Then we've got an increase, so that's 17, 18, and then 6 singles, so 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and then we've got an increase, that's 25 and 26. Then 6 singles, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31 and 32, and then we've got another increase, 33, 34, then we've got 6 singles, so 35, 36, 37, 38, 39 and 40, and then we've got our increase, so 41 and 42, and then we've got 6 singles, so 43, 44, 45, 46, 47 and 48. This is where it's good if you know your times tables. Right, so that is the first 8 rounds done. So now the next 3 are really easy. They're just 1 single in every stitch. Okay, so use your stitch marker, because then you don't have to count. So I'm going to put my first stitch in, and then I'm going to put my stitch marker back in, and watch this start to take shape. But anyway, 3 straight rounds, let's go. So this is round 9. No counting, just some lovely crochet. Now this is going to make quite a big octopus, but at the end I will show you the difference between different yarn and different hook size. And exactly the same pattern. Right, so I've just gone and got the smaller one so that you can see it. Look how tiny he is. That's using Amigurumi Spin, and I believe it's maybe a 3mm hook. I can't remember now. It's either a 3 or a 2.5, but already you can see this is going to be so big compared to that one. There was a point where I didn't crochet with a hook any bigger than a 4 and I found 4 uncomfortable. And now here I am with a 6. Right, so I'm still on my first round of continuous, but it is actually round 9. You'll find it will start turning more into the like shape of more of a sphere soon. I can't remember what the name of the shape is called, but what I mean is a sphere. Right, that's the last stitch of round 9, so I'm going to take the stitch marker out, and then I'm going to do the first stitch of round 10, and then I'm putting the stitch marker back in. So 1, 2 actually. I don't know why I'm counting, but yeah, that's not actually 1 stitch because I'd already done that one. But anyway, this is just round 10 even, and we're just going straight back to the stitch marker. So quiet when people are in bed, isn't it? And you can just sit here, chill out and crochet a little bit. Now when I first started to crochet, I could never tell which was the inside and which was the outside. I'm going to show you how I tell now. Round 10, so we've got 1 more to do. So let's remove that stitch marker. Put your first stitch in and replace the stitch marker. And let's go again for round 11. Now automatically your crochet work like curves in towards you, but actually in a minute we're going to turn it the other way because we want this noodle to be in the bowl. That's how I remembered it in the end. Now lots of people love this yarn, but I don't think as a beginner crochet you should use this yarn. I think you should use something a little less fluffy because it's not so easy to see the stitches. So it sort of needs a little bit of experience, but if you're happy to do it and persevere, then you just carry on. Right, we are approaching the end of round. I always say row, but it's actually a round because you're working in the round. Round 11. Now round 12, we've got 7 single crochets and then another increase. So we're going to do 1 and then we're going to replace the stitch marker. So that's our first stitch. And I'm just going to turn this the right way. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 singles, sorry, 7 singles, sorry, and then an increase, so 8, 9. So 7 singles, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you're going to do your increase, 9. So then you've got 7 singles again, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then your increase, 8, 9, and then 7 singles, 5, 6, 7, and then your increase, 8, 9, and 7 singles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then an increase, so 8, 9, and then 7 singles again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then another increase, so 8 and 9. Now we've got some more continuous straight rows. So round 13, 14, 15 and 16 are all continuous, so that's 4 continuous rounds. So I just put 4 there and then I just tally it when I've done it, because then again there's no mistake and I can just relax. Just remember your tally and remember your stitch marker. Right, so let's take that one out and pop that one in, put that one back in. There we go, and let's go. I never used to use stitch markers. There was a time when I would count up how many stitches were in the row. So for example, this one's got 54 stitches in it, and I times it by however many I needed. So obviously 54 times 4 is 216, and I would just sit there and count from 1 to 216. The only problem with that is if you lost count, you're in a bit of bother. So I have developed a new way. But it just means that you don't need to keep putting the stitch marker in, taking it out, putting it in, taking it out, you know. But I'm going to teach you the healthy habits from the start, I think. Right, so now we are at the end of the first one. So I'm just going to give myself a little tally here, look, to say that I've done one. Then we're going to put a stitch in there. And we're going to just go round again. I should have said at the start, if you want to insert safety eyes, you can, but I don't much like them on the octopuses, especially as an octopus is a good like first plushie for a baby. I just think it's like less risk, and I actually do like to embroider my own eyes on, but that's just me. If you want to get safety eyes, that's also, you know, I do sometimes use safety eyes, not usually with chenille though. I don't know why, but usually use the tiny ones with cotton. I love using, just a bit off the side, I love using this yarn. This is the Amigurumi Spin. It is my absolute favourite yarn. It's a nice cotton. Right, so that's now 2 rows done. So I'm going to remove the stitch marker, put the next stitch in, and then put the stitch marker back in. And we go again. scratching is a bit annoying, isn't it? Lift it up a little bit. There we go. Oh, I thought I'd got over it, but there we go. And we're coming to the end of round 15. And this octopus in chenille is very big. Right, remove the stitch marker, pop your first stitch in, then put your stitch marker back. My fingers do not want to work today. Not this little stitch marker anyway. There we go. Right, next row, round. Sorry guys. Next round. So we're now on round 16. Doesn't it look amazing so far, guys? What do you think? Yeah, I can put it back down now, so I'm going to scrape on the table. There we go. Go right, so now we're at the end of round 16. We're now on round 17, and 17 is a decrease round, so I'm going to show you what that means. But for now, remove your stitch marker, then we're going to do 7 singles. Don't forget to replace your stitch marker, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the next stitch is going to be a decrease. But let me show you what that means. What that means is you are going to use the front loop of this stitch, but you're going to go up the front like this, and then you're going to go up the front of the second stitch and just go through the middle like that, and then you're going to yarn over and you're going to treat it like a normal single, just like that. So that's 1 decrease. Now you're going to do 7 more singles, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and then you're going to do another decrease. So remember, we go up the front of the first stitch and up the front of the second stitch, but only in the front loops, and then you're going to yarn over and you're going to finish your crochet, your single crochet. So that's another decrease. So now we've got another 7, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and then you've got another decrease. So remember, decrease, you go up the front loop of the first stitch, up the front loop of the second stitch, and then you treat it like a normal single crochet like so. Now we've got another 7 singles, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, and then you've got your decrease. So up the front loop of the first stitch, up the front loop of the second stitch, and finish your single crochet. Now you've got another 7 singles, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and then you've got your next decrease. So go up the front loop of the first stitch, up the front loop of the second stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both. Now we've got another 7 singles, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you've got another decrease. So we've got up the front loop, up the front loop, and then finish it off as a single. Okay, so that was our first decrease round. The next thing we've got is just row 18 and 19 are just 48 singles all the way round. So let's remove our stitch marker, let's do our first stitch, and then we will replace our stitch marker. And I'm not going to count, I'm just going to go all the way round. So we've got 48 stitches in total on this round. The decrease rounds start getting quicker, guys, so don't worry. This one seems to take a while, but when you get on to like after you've done a few decrease rounds, it certainly goes a lot quicker. Nearly there, I can feel the stitch marker. Right, there we go, that's the last stitch of round 18. Now we're going to remove the stitch marker. We're going to do the first stitch of round 19. Replace the stitch marker and then go all the way around again, so just 48 singles all the way around. There we go. Right, so now we're coming to the end of round 19. Now we're back to a decrease round. So remove your stitch marker, and this time we're going to do a decrease first. Okay, looks makes it, if you alternate where the decreases are, it makes it look less hexagonal. Right, so to do our decrease, remember, you go up the front of the first stitch, up the front of the second stitch, then yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both. That's your decrease, and that is also your first stitch of this round. Once you've done that, you're going to do 6 singles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then you've got another decrease. There we go. So you go up the front of the first stitch, up the front of the second stitch, and then yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through both. So that's your decrease. Now you've got 6 singles again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Now you've got your decrease. So you go up the front of the first stitch, up the front of the second stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both. Now you've got 6 singles again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you've got another decrease. So you go up the front of the first stitch, up the front of the second stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both. Now you've got 6 singles again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then you've got another decrease. So up the front of the first stitch, up the front of the second stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both. So then you've got 6 singles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then you've got another decrease. So up the front of the first stitch, up the front of the second stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both. Now you've got 6 singles again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that is the end of round 20. Now we're on round 21. So we're going to do 5 singles to start with on round 21. So that's my first one. So 1. Then I'm going to replace my stitch marker. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we've got a decrease. So we're going to go up the front of the first stitch, up the front of the second stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both, and then we've got 5 singles again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we have got a decrease. So up the front of the first, up the front of the second, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both. Now we've got another 5 singles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we've got a decrease. So up the front of the first, up the front of the second, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both. Then we've got 5 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think you probably understand what a decrease is now, so I'm going to show you once more, and then I'm just going to do them in the future. But stop the video now if you need help. Okay, so we go up the front of the first stitch, up the front of the second stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both. Now you need to do 5 singles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you've got a decrease. Then you've got 5 singles. And then you've got another decrease. And that is the end of round 21. So now we're on round 22, and we're going to start this one with 4 singles and then the decrease. So let's do 1, put the stitch marker back in, and then we're going to do 2, 3, 4, decrease. 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a decrease. Then we've got 4 singles, so 1, 2, 3, 4, then a decrease. Then we've got 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, then a decrease. Then 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, then a decrease. And then 4 more singles. 1, 2, 3, 4, then your decrease. Right, now the next row, I'm going to show you how to do it, so please don't worry. But we are going to be working in the back loop only because my little octopuses have frills. And so we work the frill, this bit here, after we finish the rest of the octopus, but we need the front loops to do it. So we are going to work in the back loop only for the next round. I'll show you what that means, okay? Right, so we are going to do back loop only, 3 singles. So here is your stitch. You'll notice it's got this front loop and a back loop, okay? Now for this next one, we're not going through the front loop, we're only going through the back loop. So we're going to just go through like that. Then we're going to do 1. We're going to replace our stitch marker. Don't worry about the loop that's left behind, it doesn't matter, okay? There's always going to be a loop here left behind. So remember, split the stitch and go through the back loop. That's 2, 3. Now to do your decrease, I'm going to show you a different way because we need the back loop. So just go through the back loop and then go through the back loop. Don't worry about it. The second stitch is quite hard to get through the back loop, but persevere. There we go, there's our decrease. Now you've got 3 more singles through the back loop only. 1, 2, and 3. And then don't forget our decrease through the back loops only. And then you've got back to our 3 singles, so 1. And you will notice you've got a little line of stitches here, but do not worry about it. 1, 2, back loop only, 3, then your decrease, back loop only, there we go, decrease, and then we've got 3, 1, 2, and 3, then your decrease, back loop only. The pattern for this round is just 3 singles and then your decrease, okay? And then you've got 3 more singles, so that's 1, 2, 3, and then your decrease again. So just through the back loop only, remember. And now you've got 3 singles again, so 1, 2, 3, and then you've got your final decrease of the round. So back loop only, there we go, come on, there you go, through there, And that's the end of round 23. So now we're going to start round 24 with a single and then a decrease. So this is the pattern now for this round, not in the back loop, so we're going straight in through both parts of the stitch now. You've got a single, so that's our first one, and then you've got a decrease, and you can go through the front parts again now. So single, don't worry about the shape of the head at the moment, it will all come together when you put stuffing in it. Decrease, single, decrease, single, decrease, single, decrease, single, decrease, single, decrease, single, decrease. There we go. Right, and that is the end of round 24. Now you can start stuffing your octopus here, okay? You can, but I like to do the legs, the tentacles first, just because otherwise it weighs it down and it can be quite hard work. So now what I'm going to show you is how to change colour, because I'm going to have a different colour for my tentacles. So I'm going to undo the last stitch that I did, okay? So this, like this, then we're going to do it like normal, okay? And you're going to yarn over and pull through, but then you're going to stop, and I'm going to show you why. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cut the turquoise, but we're going to leave a tail, okay? So I'm going to cut it probably about that long, and that we're just going to leave a tail. And actually our turquoise is now finished with, okay? So next we are going to get our pink, or whatever colour you choose. You're going to just loop it over your finger like that, then you're going to loop it over the hook, and you're going to pull the hook through the 2 loops on the hook. This is how you change colour. Okay, so next, our next stitch is a front loop single. Okay, so get your 2 ends, hold them over, no sorry, hold them under here, okay, because we're going to crochet over them. So we're going to do a front loop. I need to show you what that is. So you know we did the back loop to get our loops left on here. Now we need to do a front loop. So look at your stitch and just go through the front loop, okay? Now when you're doing this, hold these 2 pieces of yarn over here, and then it will like knot them in place. So then you do your single like so. Now this is the weird bit, we're going to chain 41. Now to chain literally means wrap the yarn around the hook and pull through. So 1, wrap the yarn around, 2, wrap the yarn around, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. Right, so now we've got 41 chains. Now what we're going to do is a double crochet into the second chain. So to do a double crochet, you wrap the yarn around, we're going to count our chains back, so that's 1, 2, So we're going to go into the second chain and you're going to poke. Then you're going to yarn over and pull. Then you're going to yarn over, pull through 2 and yarn over, pull through 2. And now into exactly the same stitch we're going to do that again. So we're going to yarn over and poke, yarn over and pull, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we're going to do 2 doubles into the next stitch. So yarn over and poke, yarn over and pull, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Into the same stitch we're doing another one, so yarn over and poke, yarn over and pull, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So now can you see we've got 2 stitches in that stitch, in that chain, sorry. So now we're going to do 2 doubles into the next chain. So yarn over and poke, yarn over and pull, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and poke, yarn over and pull, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now I'm not going to explain the stitch anymore, but I am going to tell you what to do. You are going to do 2 doubles in every chain until you get to the end. Okay, so 1, 2, 1 and 2. Oops. 1 and 2, 1 and 2. If your tentacles are not being as curly as this, you can do 3 in each chain, but I find that 2 is fine for me. But if you're finding that it's not as curly as you like, whack a 3rd stitch in there, whack a 3rd double crochet in there, and you will find that it will curl up even more. So that's my 2nd stitch into there. So yarn over. I get this into my head when I'm doing these videos. I don't normally say all that. Yarn over and poke, yarn over and pull. Right, yarn over. Nope, 2 into the next stitch is what I was meant to say. And there we go. And 2 into the next stitch. And 2 into the next. But the legs are the most, not the legs, the tentacles are the most time consuming part of this octopus, but they also look amazing, so I'm not complaining. Come on. If you notice your curl starting to go back on itself like that, just give it a little reminder of which way it's supposed to be going and it'll sort itself out. As you can see, mine's gone the other way, but I will work it out at the end. There we go, you see, just twist it and it'll sort itself out. And just keep doing 2 doubles into each chain along. Come on. Nearly at the end of this tentacle, and then I'll show you what to do next. I do love how this octopus looks when it's finished. And if you wanted, you could use more than just 2 colours as well. Like you could do the frill and the bow, you could do those completely different colours. But I quite like this turquoise and pink, so I'm going to keep it quite simple and just do turquoise and pink. Next. There we go. We still have one more chain just there. So we're going to do 2 doubles into that one. And then back to the octopus head, we are going to go through the front loop of the next stitch. Just like that. And then we're going to do a single crochet, and we're going to yarn over our ends so that our ends are we're going to do that as far around as we can, just so that our ends are secure. So here, look, we have one beautiful tentacle. Now we need to do another 7. So we have just done a single crochet into there. We need to do another single crochet. So remember, just through the front loop, you need the back loop, so it's important you only go through the front. Just do a single crochet, holding these ends in place, and then we're going to chain another 41. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, a chain is just wrap yarn round, pull. 5, wrap yarn round, pull. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. Come on. 40, 41. So then you're going to do a double. So you're going to yarn over, poke into the second chain from the hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So yarn over and poke, yarn over and pull, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And again, exactly the same. We're going to do 2 in every single chain all the way along. And we're going to do 2 doubles into the next chain. 1, 2. Sorry, octopus. This bit is a little bit tedious, but it is so worth it. couldn't remember how many I'd done into one stitch then, one chain, sorry, so I just thought I'd have a little check, but I have done 2 now. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Problem with Chanel is it can be, especially if you're not used to it, quite hard to see the chains and the stitches, but you do get used to it. 2, 1, 2. Right guys, I've had a little bit of a technology problem, and actually I didn't realize that it wasn't recording from here down, so I'm going to explain what I've done. Okay, so just double crochet in every single chain down, do 2 double crochets in each single stitch. Then when you get to here, you're going to do a single crochet in the front loop only, and then you're going to do another single crochet in the front loop only, and then you're going to chain 41 again. Okay, and then I'm going to continue on the 3rd tentacle. So I apologize, I think we've missed a tentacle in a little bit, but I will continue in real time to show you how to do it. I don't know what happened with the technology, but anyway. So yeah, right, let's have a look. So I'm just doing 2 in every single stitch. Apologies for that, you might want to pause and catch up, or you know, you might know what you're doing now and you might be able to do all eight tentacles without needing to watch this whole thing. So I'm just going to plod on. Don't know what happened there, it's a little bit frustrating, but these things sometimes happen, so that's just life, isn't it? Now I'm going to twist my tentacle because it's going the wrong way. Sometimes that happens, but if you just twist it, it'll go back the right way. I don't know whether to do these tentacles in like real time so you can see me doing them, which is what I'm doing at the moment, or I thought I was, but it wasn't recording, or whether to speed it up and meet you when we get to like near the end of the 8th tentacle. Let me know what you think I should do in future. For now I'm just going to do real time, but let me know what you think I should do in future. But apologies about missing like 1 tentacle. Just keep going, 2 doubles in every single chain, and then curl your tentacles the right way and they will look amazing. Now I've deliberately decided that my octopus is going to be a girl. You know, you can do a girl or a boy. I'm still going to show you how to do both. But the boy's collar will be slightly different to the girl's frill, but I will explain how to do it. Right, so I'm at the end of the chains there. I'm just going to swizzle the tentacle the right way because it bugs me otherwise. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is, remembering to crochet over this to anchor it. We probably only need to do like 1 more stitch, but anyway, you need to single crochet in the next stitch through the front loop only. Okay, pop that on top to anchor it, and then continue your single, and then you're going to do another single in the next stitch, front loop only. So just go up the front, hold that across there and do your single, and then you're going to chain 41. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, and now double crochet in your second chain from the hook, and we're going to put 2 double crochets in each chain along. So just the same as the previous tentacles, just 2 in each chain. With the tails at the bottom that we're currently crocheting over, I try and crochet over as much as I possibly can, just because it makes it a bit more secure. I mean, you could probably cut it off now, but I would just try and go a little bit further. Also, when you're crocheting, especially if you're new at it, give your hand a little bit of a stretch now and again, because otherwise it can cramp. Mine usually does it when I'm working on really small things or quite big things, and this is actually working out quite big. Give my tentacles a quick little twist. And do the last few chains, just remembering to put 2 in every single one. If yours don't look quite this curly, you may, depends on tension, need to put 3 doubles in each chain. I think I've said that before, but yeah, just see what it looks like. If you like it with 2, do 2. If you like it with 3, do 3. I generally like it best with 2, and it's quicker. So here we are, almost at the end. And what we're going to do is turn the tentacle to make sure it is all tentacly like that. And then we are going to go back down to our row down here, and we are going to single crochet into the next stitch, but only the front loop. If you crochet through both parts, you're going to be in a bit of trouble. So remember, it's only the front loop. Then you're going to single crochet, and you're going to do it again in the next one. So just the front loop, and single crochet over that. And then we're going to chain 41. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. And then you are going to double crochet into the second chain. So not this one, that's the second chain. And we're going to do 2 doubles in every chain again. That's 1, 2. 1 and 2. And just keep going. You can buy like the octopus kits. It's got everything in it that you need to make an octopus. It's called Noel or Noel because I've only done a Christmas one so far. But yeah, you get the hook, you get the Amigurumi spin. So yeah, if you're interested, have a look. I'm wondering if this is looking quite straight, if I've missed some of the doubles and I've only done one in some, but I'm just going to keep going. May just be a trick of the eye, you know. Just keep curling them. They do sometimes uncurl, but don't worry, just keep curling them. They'll be okay. So we're technically on round 25 at the moment. It's not really rounds though, it's more, it is a round at the base, but it's more, I don't know what you call it, tentacles, we'll just call them. We're on the tentacle round. That sounds better. Come on, octopus, what are you playing at? Twist, twist, be nice, that's it. Yeah, I do always talk to my crochet, I don't know why. Nearly there for this tentacle. One more chain in there. Right, so that's the end of the doubles on this tentacle. I'm just going to keep turning till I get my curl back. There you go. Then we're going to, remember, front loop only. We're going to do a single in there, anchor that over, and finish with a slip, not a slip stitch, single, and then we're going to do another single in here, front loop only, and then we're going to put that bit over there just to anchor it, do that single, and now we need to chain to 41 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. Right, so now we're going to do 2 doubles in the second chain from the hook again. So 2 in there, 1, oops, 2, and then we're going to do 2 in every chain along. These tentacles are quite time consuming, but they do look so good when they're done. They are well worth it. Come on, there we go. Nearly at the end of this tentacle. Going to come to the fun bit, so you're going to stuff him, and he's going to, well, him, he's a her for me, but anyway, yeah, we're going to stuff her and going to really come to life and see how cool she will look. You could have stuffed before this point if you wanted to, but I just find it easier to stuff after this point. Come on, there we go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to single crochet into the front loop only at the base, anchor that over there, single crochet, there we go. And now you're also going to single crochet front loop only in the next stitch. Here you go. Hold that over there just so that we can crochet over, and then we're going to chain 41. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.